Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first official PKAT Chat. Woohoo!
Woohoo!
I am one of your hosts here today, Ryan. As always, with me, the inspiration that started everything on this YouTube journey is my wife of over 25 years. You going to say anything or no?
No, not really.
And then across from us is the second half of PKAT, CJ and Christine. How are you guys doing today?
Hi.
We're good. I was really grooving to that intro music, man. I was like,
Right?
It was good stuff. I like that.
Right? Yeah, I liked it. I, had some inspiration from some of the other groups we watch. Hopefully they'll be in the live stream or replay. So yes, if you're in the live stream, give us a hi in the chat. If not, give us that hashtag replay if you are watching this on replay. But we do thank you guys for being here. Before we get started, let's see who we do have. Oh, it looks like we have a few people.
I know that person.
I know that
know that person.
Oh, I know her.
I've met her before.
Oh, I know him too.
I do.
Yep. And then we have another person in here with us. And then Scott. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Hi, Scott.
Hey, Scott.
So Scott is, we met him through a mutual other channel, Go Live Together with Eddie Lugo Studios, Cruising is Fun Anytime, and Jeremy and Cheryl Cruise Adventures. Oh, yo, it's Brooklyn in the house.
Oh,
Eddie is with us.
West Side.
Welcome, Eddie. Thank you for coming. So, yes, we started this journey a while ago. I know Mel was the one who really kind of pushed us into overdrive with this. If you've been watching us, we're a little over a year and a half into this now? Maybe about a year and a half. So this is our first official live show. We figured we'd do this one as a follow-up to our Alaska cruise packing. And
see where it goes from there.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. But if you haven't watched the Alaska packing video, make sure you take a look at that. That's our kind of pre-cruise. We've never really done a true cold weather cruise. So that was our very first kind of, what do we need to bring? And we're flying, right, guys?
Yeah. Weighing those suitcases, getting them to 49.5 pounds, so you can get them on there without paying the extra. What a pain that was.
I just want to take the champion award for having the lightest luggage.
Yeah.
It was
on the way back or on the way there?
Somehow coming back, it seemed to be the heaviest. I'm not sure how that happened.
I don't know.
Your clothes grew extra appendages or something?
Well, yeah, I mean, they're dirty.
Oh, yeah. Dirty clothes weighs more than clean clothes, they say.
Yes. So
we have some tips to remedy that we, figured out on board, obviously. So we'll talk about that when we get about midway through the journey.
Make sure you talk about your strategy and how Mel ruined that strategy as well. Definitely bring that up. With the
I don't know which strategy. Which strategy did she ruin?
The strategy of
in this case, which one did she ruin?
When you said you figured out how to remedy the heavy dirty clothes. There was a certain strategy for packing you wanted to ascertain that Mel ended up ruining for you.
That's what I do.
If you can't remember, I'll talk about
it. You'll have. I'm sure as soon as you mention it, it'll pop back into my head. But I don't hold grudges against things like that. So if she said do A and I did A instead of what I had planned, and it didn't work out perfect, it was a first time attempt. Like I said, this was a seven night cruise, plus the time flying, so the extra time in our departure port for a full about 36 hours. So that had to be accommodated for. So I don't think anyone's initial thoughts were wrong, but we learned a lot. And, not that I'm planning anything cold until next year when we head to see the Northern Lights in September at the end of 25, because that will be even colder than Alaska, obviously. But other than that, right now I'm sticking to warm water stuff. Much easier to pack for.
Yep. Oh, look who joined us as well. Officially,
Hey,
Eddie's alter ego, Eddie Lugo Studios.
morning.
Morning. So yeah, like Nightbot is instructing you, we definitely also want to have this as a outreach to connect everyone. So you can do hashtag PKAT, PKAT, to share your link. And for those who have not subscribed to either us or one of the people watching, definitely take a look at that and reach out and connect. So yeah, you guys saw Mel and I. Hopefully, you saw the Alaska cruise for Mel and I packing. So before we talk about our aspect, I'm going to let CJ and Christine talk a little bit about theirs, because they are a lot like Jeremy and Cheryl when it comes to packing, like weeks, months, sometimes years in advance. So tell us a little bit about your pre-cruise packing.
We've never packed more than 60 days out for anything.
That's true.
We've never gone years out.
You guys pack different than us. You pack like weeks in advance. We pack
I do,
like
exactly.
You do, yeah.
You know, I have a limited cold weather wardrobe. We're in Florida, so obviously I had to plan accordingly. And I'm not, clothes. I'm not like you ladies. I don't go out and buy clothes every 2 weeks or get it from Shein or Amazon every 3 days. And cycle it. Once I buy a piece of clothes, it is a lifetime contract with me until it falls off.
Literally.
So, of course I need to plan accordingly, how many pairs of roos am I going to take? How many pairs of socks? I do. I need it all laid out on our huge 12-foot dining room table before I can start putting things together. And the sooner I do it, like 2 to 3 weeks in advance, is perfect, because then I know what I need and what I still have to rotate in life to, there's a list of what has to go in the last day or two, as opposed to this stuff is just done and it's out of sight, out of mind. And it makes, especially with traveling, for me, it being packed early like that makes getting, the next leg, in this case, it was an airport flight, that much less something I have to worry about. Or did I forget this? Did I forget that? No, because it's already been packed for weeks. It's done and it's out of mind.
It's true. It's true.
It is true.
So we try, don't always succeed.
I pack my clothes last because I still have to wear my clothes. You guys work at home. I don't.
True.
True. I have to say, though, I have a counterpoint to that. I've seen your closet. You do not have to wear all those clothes.
No, I don't.
You absolutely don't wear your bathing suits to work.
No,
and you're certainly not wearing your winter jacket in Florida. So
no,
and that's
stuff I would pack ahead of time. But fine tuning, I wait the last minute.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
And of course, there's always something you're going to forget anyway. Everybody forgets something.
And I
like a whole nother suitcase for crap you're going to buy.
I'm also a packer and repacker, so I like to pack well in advance, because I'll take it all out and repack it again as I change my mind. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm definitely different like that too. Yeah. Once it's in the suitcase, forget it. It's there. It's done. It's out of my day-to-day rotation. It's gone. Don't think about it again. I am not a repacker.
Right.
I am.
All right. So cold weather Alaska. Who wants to start first with their pre-thoughts of what you packed, and then your post-thoughts of, okay, if I had to do it again, this is what I'm changing?
I don't like pants, and I definitely don't like long sleeves. Let's be honest. And when I say I don't like pants, I mean I don't like anything beyond shorts. And long shorts are okay to your knee, but I don't like wearing anything lengthy. So for me, going up there, I underestimated the potential chill it could have. So
you actually ended up buying a sweatshirt. I remember.
I did. I used some of my annual clothing budget to buy a sweatshirt while I was there, of a state that I don't know that I love advertising. So that's why that's now a camping hoodie, so it can get messed up and dirty and never, don't have to worry about it again.
Yeah.
But I did not bring enough long pants or an additional layer. I really thought my winter coat that I had, that we used in our Tennessee trip, which was perfect up there, as cold as it was in the teens, was going to do it. But it was just a different kind of cold when we got into, up into Alaska, that, and even, that part of Seattle that I was not quite prepared for in the same way. So my note to self is back out a pair of shorts or two, even though I know I'm going to wear them on the plane no matter what the weather is, and I'm going to be kicking around on the in shorts whenever I'm indoors at the B&B or a hotel. But I needed more pants. Pants and like I said, an additional layer for a thermal protection. So that was a mistake for me.
Yeah, definitely. Scott's actually got a thing here. So he's a repacker. And,
I like it.
And he feels you. He feels you.
I like it.
But Eddie's on Mel and I's side. Pack the day before the cruise there.
I mean, the last time I wore long pants before this was like a funeral or a job interview. I mean, I don't, a pair of sweats when it's a little chilly here in Florida, when it gets down into the 40s, those 2 or 3 days in February, when we have our 3-day winter, but that's about it. Yeah. It's,
He's saying the last cruise he was on was the first time he's worn long pants in a while. And I'm with you. I'm with you. I mean, normally we wear our khaki shorts. Yeah. And then maybe we'll wear a long pair of khakis if we're feeling formal on a cruise, but really lately it's just been khakis and a button-down shirt or khaki shorts.
We've cruised enough that for the most part we are over the necessity of the formal night type thing, and especially if it's a weekender cruise, it's not necessary.
Right.
This 7-night where we had 2 formals, I mean, maybe we could have done a smidge more, but that would have been just clothes that I could have only brought once and really was only going to wear once, and that was not effective packing. Yeah. So another piece that I really thought about is utility, something that bringing things that are not going to be a single use, because that is going to definitely add to your weight, when you're traveling on packages and you have restrictions. So that utility of your items is something I think is I reflect on and should have thought maybe a little bit more about as well.
Yeah, definitely. And I agree, Eddie. Usually the long pants, if you're doing a nice dinner outing, either pre-cruise, post-cruise, or like we were saying, one formal night, sometimes you do go just slight extra mile.
Well, the only reason we did formal in this Alaskan was because your parents were with us.
True.
Yeah, that's true. We were traveling. For those who don't know, we were traveling with 11 total people in our party.
Yes.
We had 2 of the 4 2-bedroom grand owner suites on the Ovation of the Seas because our parties were so large, and this was a real big to do. It had other people from our inner circle of friends.
Fred, the Silver Fox.
Fred has had a few cameos in some of our stuff. He was in Tennessee with us. He does some other trips. It has his schedule allows. His daughter was there, and in this case, his sister and her husband, along with Ryan and Ryan's parents. So my parents were even scheduled to go, but unfortunately, their 100+ day other cruise that they were on, they got back like the day before and could not justify that getting back and then humping from Florida back out to Alaska and to join us. So they bowed out. Otherwise, we would have been 13.
Right. What the stress of just can't fit in another 7-day cruise in my 130-day cruise.
I know. My parents have a tough life.
Awesome.
In their retirement.
It's a hard life.
So
Yep. But
every time I see they got another accolade, I'm like, well, there's a little bit more inheritance just out the window. Bye.
Yeah. Right. Looks like Eddie's got. No, that's Scott. So he also repacks the day before. So he does a hybrid. So he does a main packing and then a double check repack right before.
That's me.
We go.
I guess that's a great way to put a hybrid.
Yeah.
So
and then it looks like Dad, he puts a suitcase on the guest bed and then he will start to slowly pack it. That's kind of what Mel and I do. We put it in the guest bedroom since we're like empty nesters now for the last 2 years, and it just kind of lives there as we slowly pack over.
What about you, Christine?
Well, I wanted to say, so when we went to Tennessee for New Year's, it was very cold. And because of that, we're testing out our things for Alaska. So we knew, are they going to work for us? Because it could be cold. Now, we really checked the weather a lot before Alaska, and it was looking like it was not going to be that cold. And when we were in Tennessee, I probably complained the most that I was too warm in my Alaska things.
Yeah.
So I took a different approach this time. I said, well, the weather's going to be so warm in Alaska.
It's true.
I
It was,
will
yeah, it was
pack.
scheduled to be
It
in
was
the
scheduled
60s
to be in the 60s
up till about
the day we got there.
3 or 4 days before our arrival was scheduled, and all of a sudden a cold snap came down out of the Arctic. So
Right.
that's true. That affected our initial planning and how we ended up.
And I still thought, well, it's not going to be that cold. It'll be still warmer than Nashville. So I planned for layers instead of my big winter jacket. I definitely have to say, be prepared for those unexpected storms, because an unexpected storm did happen. And even with the temperature drop, it dropped even further. So here I am with just layers of sweatshirt and a raincoat and no winter jacket.
I would take in consideration the wind as well, because the wind
that's what really made it bad. Yeah. Oh, we got someone else who's joined us. Like this, Tanisha RN. Hey, welcome. Thanks for dropping by. Thank you.
The wind definitely made it much colder. And also, Melinda and I both have scarves. Melinda has a scarf, like a small little scarf. Mine's more like a blanket. I swear by that thing, because you can use it when it's hot, when it's cold, as a scarf, as a wrap. So if you're planning on a cold weather trip, don't go for the small scarf. Go for the bigger scarf. I promise you, you'll really like it in the end.
Right.
Yep. Looks like Eddie said no Alaska yet for them, maybe 2026. But I would say without a doubt, go. It is definitely worth it.
And it doesn't matter, really, Eddie, it doesn't matter whether you do the closed loop version or where you fly up north and come south, or fly south and cruise north and come back. You're going to see different stuff on any of those 3 varieties, but it's definitely something to get on the books and get done.
Well, looks like we got someone else that has joined us. Yo, it's Nettie and JT. Hey. Trying to multitask. Thank you for joining us, Nettie and JT.
Another thing I'd like to point out, and it's not so much to do with packing for Alaska, but on the line of expect unexpected, we completely didn't get to go to the glaciers because of weather.
That's true.
So you need to prepare for weather of all kinds, because they're telling us, oh, this is so unusual. The snow is still here. But then the day we got off the ship and the next cruise left, they're like, what are you talking about? It was warm. The snow was gone already.
Exactly.
Couldn't change on a dime.
Yeah, a week made a huge difference up there.
So I guess that should also be a caveat to this conversation. We're talking early Alaska.
Yep.
Window. We were the third sailing of the season.
It was the third
I think
sailing.
once you hit June, that's when the weather really starts to get warmer.
Yeah. So, but you're right. When we were looking, even the week before, we were supposed to be, upper 50s, lower 60s. And then when we got up there, they're like, oh yeah, the cold front. And now we're talking 40s to maybe low 50s.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa, that really changed things.
And even the cruisers on the cruise that got off before us, they were saying it was warmer weather than what we had the week we were on. So it's very sporadic.
Yeah. So you do have to plan accordingly.
Yeah.
It's a hit or
What
miss.
about you guys and your packing?
So with us, we were joking when we did the, saying, oh, we're probably overpacking. And honestly, almost everything that we put in there on our list, we used. Now, in hindsight, what would I have done different? I honestly would have killed all of my khaki shorts. I would have just been miserable, flying up there in long pants. But you guys saw, I only wore those shorts to fly up there. And the very next day from, our day in Seattle on, it was jeans or the track pants. Yeah. So I would have just eliminated both pair of khaki shorts. Now, again, this is specific to early season. And I could have done it, Yeah.
I had 3 pairs of shorts, and I could have gotten away with 1 to fly up. And then, exactly like I said, an extra pair of jeans, and then just use those to fly back again. I could have definitely eliminated that out of my packing.
I wish I brought more warmer pants. I only brought like 1 with the lining in it, and that was it.
Yep. Oh, we got someone else who has popped in. Welcome.
Morning.
Look, we got Jeremy and Cheryl.
Hey guys, welcome.
Cold brew, Cheryl. I've got cold brew. That's what today is. It's too hot by this time in Tampa.
I have mystery left over from last night's party.
Oh, I do too. Mystery coffee.
Mystery, whatever's left.
Chocolate Jamaican rum today.
Yeah, I don't know. Mel made mine, but it definitely feels. Is it the chocolate Jamaican as well?
It's chocolate Jamaican.
A little bit of the Java moonshine, maybe.
What I could really go for is that whiskey
moonshine today?
stuff from Starbucks up there at the Master Roastery.
Well,
Oh, you know what? I had Starbucks the other day here. It tastes nothing like the Starbucks in Seattle.
No, absolutely.
So much better over there.
But that whiskey infused stuff was some of the best coffee.
It was good. And then I get here and I was like, what the heck is this?
Well, before I continue talking about my packing, let's get some caught up in the chat because I'm a little behind. So we got Eddie. Yeah, once he's packed, it's done. He packs and done. Not going to expand it again. And then looks like Dad put a few more things in here. So he starts throwing it on the bed, and then he actually packs the day before.
That's called a hybrid. I like that word, hybrid packing.
Yeah. And then, Eddie is saying that he's definitely looking at NCL when he does to Alaska. And, I've heard between Jeremy and Cheryl talking about NCL and reading some other stuff, it's definitely going to be high on our list. They said NCL gives you free hot fudge sundaes. You don't have to pay for it. That right there is like, let's book.
Yeah, I really don't like chocolate enough. That's not a convincing fact.
That's not a reason to book.
Yeah.
If NCL gets strawberry in their soft serve, then I'm sold.
I agree with that.
Right.
September will be great. You'll have to tell us about your trip in September. Yes, please.
Yeah,
definitely. That's right near the end of the season, so you should be able to see a lot of higher possibility of northern lights. That time of the year as well up there.
We kicked around which side of the season to go on.
We did,
and it was really just more of our schedule.
Well, it came down to price too, because
the price was a little better at the beginning of the season. That's true.
Right, with the week difference, we saved several hundreds of dollars.
Actually, I believe we saved
at least $1,000, maybe.
Yeah, at least $1,000 per couple by moving up into that third week instead of the fourth week at the beginning of June.
True.
So hey, here's some things that we did right about packing, though. There's some important aspects.
Oh yeah, I had a couple of tips.
Go for it.
So one, fleece-lined pants, leggings or pants, whatever. They make them for girls and gals, and you can get them at Walmart for pretty cheap.
Yeah.
The more pairs of pants you have of those, which I brought, I think 3. I only bought like a couple days worth of clothes and then did laundry on the ship and recycled.
I thought you were only going to say you purchased a couple 100 days worth of clothes. Sorry.
No, I only purchased 2 shirts. But anyways, those fleece-lined pants are really warm. The other thing is you would think that when you go to Alaska, you want to bring your hiking boots. To be honest with you, I miss my warm, fuzzy Uggs, and I only use my hiking boots once. I think I would have rather brought my everyday winter boots instead of the hiking boots, to be quite honest.
Not that we have everyday winter boots in Florida, per se.
Well,
but...
I use
my hiking
warm, fuzzy boots for winter trips.
Yeah. She made a good point, though, on the shoes. Honestly, the extra weight of bringing, to me, our hiking boots.
Yeah, it wasn't necessary.
We weren't on an interior, event. Any of those excursions were, so there was a couple with some walking and stuff, but nothing that really warranted that. And that was like probably at least 6 pounds in my suitcase of just those clunky things.
And we did hike a little bit, but nothing so much that we needed hiking boots.
Yeah,
I guess it'll depend on their activity. If they were going to do some more walking tours, like your mom and dad did, that might have been a good situation to bring your boots.
Definitely.
But I did make good use of them. I mean, one pair, my one boot had all my underwear in it, shoved in for space saving, and the other boot had all my socks for the weekend.
Me too.
I mean, I did, that's some stuff we did right, as far as packing and utilizing, the space.
Yeah, the space.
Oh, and another thing we did different that Ryan and Melinda did. We all sometimes use packing cubes or
not me.
This resealable bags.
I actually changed my packing on that after that conversation.
I have to tell you, I had them originally, and my suitcase weighed 46 pounds. And as soon as I took them out, I was down 38 pounds.
Yeah, so they actually
weigh more than you think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I could use one like squishy, resealable bag, but that was only for my poofy winter jacket. Other than that, I am not a fan of those little zip up cubes or the squishy bags. I don't need those. I don't find those useful to me. In normal packing.
Definitely. We got a few more people who have snuck in, so let's say hi to Cheryl officially. She was thinking Central Time because they're in Galveston, and she remembered, wait, you're East Coast time. So thank you for getting in here.
Well, she can hit replay and watch it again.
That's right.
When it catches up to her.
We also have CME Traveling who came in. They're a great show in the morning at 8. We get a little 30-minute coffee time. So thank you guys for coming in.
Coffee.
That's right.
We want to hear some more from you guys because we talked a lot. Yep. We're talkers.
Yep. Looks like we also have Anthony on the Move has made it in. Thank you so much,
Anthony.
Hello.
And so let's get caught up in the chat, and then we'll talk a little bit more about our stuff. So it looks like Nettie and JT packs about 2 weeks to a week early. And see, that is usually I think for us when we're actually on our A game in this house, which is not too often, let's be honest, lately.
We've been busy.
We do usually do about a week or two early. Like the weekend before is normally where we really start to put it together. And then, Nettie and JT, our fingers crossed for you as well. When we were up there in Juneau, they said we had like a 50 to 60% chance, but then of course that night is cloudy, so it's like, dang it.
Well, you got to remember the sun doesn't go down until almost 10, 11 o'clock too.
Yeah, that was something different.
That was an adjustment.
We also got Together We Travel who made it in. Welcome, guys. Thank you so much.
Hi. So maybe not very many people know, but this is one of the reasons why the Northern Lights was important to us. At the end of 2024 and all through 2025, there's a change where there'll be more Northern Lights storms, so you have a better chance of seeing the Northern Lights.
You're not going to go into the science of it there, Bill?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah, they can Google it.
Yep. And Cheryl is confirming that NCL Sundays are the best thing since sliced bread. And thank you, Jeremy, for shouting out. Yep, make sure you guys all hit that like. We do appreciate it. Let's see. Let's get caught up here. Who else do we got going on? Oh, we got Tanisha's got some info. So her essentials are packed. The essentials are packed long before anything else. Then swimwear next. Then you like to have your bags packed at least looks like 3 days before travel. And then Bobby will play around until the day before, 4 hours after.
Wow. That's kind of close.
Yep. Anthony on the Moves in here. Thank you. I don't know if I already said you were here. If not, thank you again for popping in here. I know, right? I want to thank everyone. I can't thank you guys enough that have come over from the morning show to come help us and watch us on our first live stream.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Definitely is very exciting.
So going back to the packing cubes, after you came over that day and we were discussing the packing techniques, I ended up removing my bags and actually removing some of my clothes and to try to make my bag lighter. So I think the only little sucky bag that I brought was for the winter coat because mine came with a bag, and it took up less room. So that was the only sucky bag I brought, and then everything else I just kind of laid in there flat like this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So it looks like Nettie and JT said they picked the end of the season because that's really the couple they can cruise with. That's when they can go. So, and what I've heard is both are very unique. The early season, you have the higher chance of seeing more wildlife because they're all coming out of hibernation and things like that. But at the end of the season, you can see more opportunities to see the natural northern lights and things of that line.
Right.
And then in the middle, you got the salmon run.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. So, there's really not a bad time to go.
No,
that's true.
No.
Yeah. CME Traveling, they said they definitely love the packing cubes as well.
We were excited to see the mountains with the snow, and we don't have any mountains, obviously.
Yeah.
So
there's another vote for it. Packing cubes are the bomb.
sure makes unpacking very quickly.
Yeah. And so I know to get back, actually, let me see if we're all caught up here. We got a lot of people saying hi to one another, which is always what we like seeing.
Yeah. We love the interaction.
Oh, yeah. And your dad mentioned
definitely.
your CPAP.
Yeah.
Last minute items you have to do.
Yeah. The CPAP, that usually, well, I've kind of changed my philosophy on my CPAP. So if I am traveling via land, then I'll pack it in my suitcase, because my suitcase is going to make it on. If you guys saw it, you know that we all have air tags in our suitcases so we can see where they are. So if I'm going on a cruise and it's land-based, I'll just pack it in my suitcase and let it go on board, because 9 times out of 10, it'll get there. However, when I fly, like we did for Alaska, it definitely goes in my carry-on bag, because Mel and I have already experienced it before we started the channel when we went to Niagara Falls. And then when we were flying back from Niagara Falls, there was a bad storm over, and Eddie will know this, Atlanta of all places, with really, really bad weather. And so we actually got delayed so much, we circled in the air for like 2 or 3 hours, and then we were so low on fuel they then had to route us to Cincinnati, I think is where we went.
No,
right?
We went to South Carolina.
South Carolina. We had to land in South Carolina so they could refuel the plane, and then we got back on the plane and then took off again to continue circling, and we missed our connection flight. Our luggage went to Tampa, and we were stuck in Atlanta, and I had no CPAP or anything, so that night was miserable trying to sleep. But so back to my packing, because I know we got sidetracked with comments.
We did a little bit.
We love it though to see this. So I'll catch back up with comments here in a minute. But before I lose my train of thought, I would have added another flannel. So so I definitely would have added another flannel, because what I found myself doing was layering. So having the T-shirt and then wearing the flannel on top of that, and that seemed to be good enough for wandering around the ship. Definitely not balcony time, because that stuff would rip right through me. But
our blankets were blessed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you're going on a Royal Caribbean, order the blanket.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I definitely would have done that. When it was super cold and when we were doing, the whale watching trip, the long johns underneath to layer were definitely needed on my legs, because I had the long johns and then the pair of jeans, and that was enough to keep the wind from cutting through the jeans when we were out there on the boat looking at stuff like that.
We didn't really have a whole bunch of rain to deal with either,
no, we were lucked
nice.
out. Not a lot of rain at all. So, but I definitely would have done that, and I probably would have also thrown in one extra, like long sleeve, heat cold shirt that you can wear that gives you that like that thermal top, because then I could do that and then a T-shirt on top, and then if I was chilly I could put the flannel on top of that, so I probably would have done a few more layers, and back down, definitely back down the shorts. I think everything else was pretty good. Even just the single bathing suit, since it was a cold weather cruise, I think a single bathing suit was fine, because it was just going into the indoor pool or the hot tub.
One time to
and that was
pool, the heated pool.
So,
I agree. Yeah, one bathing suit was adequate.
Yeah.
Trip.
I think the other problem that we really haven't faced in a long time is the weight restriction.
Yes.
So, that was super challenge. And then, of course, hindsight is 2020, and we were like, oh, okay, yeah, we're at 49 pounds, and we didn't account for any extra stuff we were going to buy. I think the only way we made it back was either the gate person, because I'm sure the gate person saw my suitcase was overweight when I put it on there, but was very nice to let me go through, because I was probably like 53, 54 pounds. But then I might or might not have been standing very close to said suitcase, pinching my hands just slightly, releasing some of the pressure. But no, she would have seen it as soon as it went on there, and I'm sure it would have flagged. But
we all had the same size suitcase.
We did. That's true.
We had very big
we just happened to have.
Yeah.
Your mom and dad had, I think, the next
step down.
So
which
I don't
is
even
better.
know what their size was because they packed probably pretty similar to what we did.
Yeah.
So I wonder if doing a smaller suitcase would have helped our situation.
Yep. And one of the other things that we took out, which I ended up not needing because of how the room was set up, is all of our magnetic hooks, the 100-pound ones for the CPAP cords and all the little 25-pounders. I didn't realize that that's, if I would have left them all in there, that's like 10 pounds just for those magnets.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoa, yeah, these need to come out.
Yeah, I'm glad we reduced on some of those
magnets.
comfort items that, when we're just zipping down to Coco K or something,
Yeah.
We bring.
Yep. We didn't bring decorations this time, as said, because, again, the whole weight thing. And we were really trying to figure out, okay, which shoes need to go, what can stay. So it was definitely a challenge trying to morph our Caribbean, just getting in the car and driving between an hour to 4 hours to, 4 ports here in Tampa to, okay, I've got to fly now and we've got to figure this out. But
so some of the things we had, since you're talking about, the comfort items, we had our small portable fans. I used it one night initially.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they were necessary.
Since our room and your room in the suite had its own temperature
and
control,
my room
and her room had the balcony door since she likes to sleep on the balcony / couch out there. That's something I probably could have shed another couple of pounds without that. I would never go anywhere warm water wise without having them. Don't get me wrong. But those were not a necessity up there. So, and of course, I probably could have done better if I could have had a real carry-on. Unfortunately, just due to nature of life, my carry-on had to be my work laptop and my work things because I don't know. I worked probably about three shifts worth. You guys all went to bed at night, 11, midnight, or whatever, and then I'd work till 2 or 3 in the morning every night there. So if I didn't have that, I definitely could have taken some weight out of my suitcase on things, and had it been part of a carry-on, that would have made my life easier.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so we got some chatter. Let's get caught up here. So we got CME Traveling. They usually start packing about a month out or 2 weeks before we leave. Spare bedroom. Yep, that seems to be.
That's what we have.
The going thing is if you got a spare room or whatever, you toss your suitcase up there and slowly but surely get there.
Our spare room is our suitcase packing, and then our dining room table is our RV stuff. Yeah. So we have separate little areas, staging areas.
Right. So Nettie and JT, they said this is going to be their third cruise coming up. So third time is a charm. Absolutely.
What do you typically cruise on? Yeah. What cruise line?
Yeah, I guess put it in the chat what cruise line you typically cruise on while we're getting caught up here. So I know my dad, extension cords, that definitely adds some weight for CPAPs.
Yep.
Yeah. It's been hit or miss as far as needing them. And you never know until you actually get into the ship and see how close you are to the outlet. With being in the owner's suite, there's actually seemed to be outlets everywhere on the Ovation.
There were on that one. And it's a newer ship than the stuff we go out of Canaveral, and out of Tampa on. So I'm sure that's part of why we found electric a little more accessible.
Yeah. And then Life with Tanisha RN, like Packing Cubes tried something recently with them, rolled the clothes, secure them with a rubber band, then put it in the packing cube.
I roll my stuff too. When I'm packing into my suitcase, although I don't use the cubes, I am definitely a tight roller. I don't rubber band them. I'm not quite that proficient at the task, but no, that's definitely a method I use for maximizing my space as well.
I also have laid out my clothes and then put clothes on top of that and made one big fold. Mm-hmm. That works too.
There we go. Look at that. Yep. Scott's had the pleasure of early and late. Yep. That's definitely going to be on our list to go back there. And I think when we go back, we also want to be on a smaller ship that can actually go into Glacier Bay. Because hindsight, we realized, although the Ovation and the Quantum that's up there now, beautiful ships, lots of stuff to do. Yeah, they're just too big to actually get into Glacier Bay and navigate some of those tighter passages.
Yeah, exactly.
Scott, did you have a preference between your early and your late?
Yeah, we'll have to see if Scott likes early or late. And then CME traveling, got to have Marshall listen to this. You actually go and unpack some things.
You know, this is the first cruise I ever unpacked too.
Well, I unpack every single
this
cruise.
This
I
is a job
have.
for an overnighter wants to unpack everything.
Heck yeah.
But this is the first cruise where I emptied my suitcase and put everything away, and then just used my suitcase as my dirty clothes, collector until we washed midweek. That was the other big tip that we haven't even had a chance to mention yet. We didn't pack for 8 to 9 days in total. I only packed with a target of 5 days in total.
Yep.
As with our status on Royal, we got a ridiculous amount of laundry done for $25, and I went home with probably slightly more clean clothes than dirty when it was all said and done, which really helped because they really pack and shove that stuff back in there when they bring it to you. They are they're the most efficient packers in the world. Those people are.
And here's where Mel screwed up your packing.
This. Oh my gosh! Understand now.
I remember now.
I swear, Melinda, I do not have your underwear. I swear I did not take your underwear home with me.
So when you send out your clothes, we sent out 2 bags, and we were thinking that the clothes got mixed when they came back, because I couldn't find my underwear. So what happened? I don't know why I'm the one who got accused of having your. Yeah, and I was like, well, it's not here. It's not here. You got to check your bag. I don't want to roll my bag because it's nice and clean, and when I get home, I'll take it right out.
And technically, they packed it so well that you had more space in your suitcase.
Yeah, they managed to put it in like an 18-inch, long. It was a little rounded, but when I had that just in the bottom of the suitcase, I literally gained like a third more space in that suitcase for incidentals or other things I could have done.
Yeah.
So.
And it turned out they were in ours. They just packed them really nice, and they kind of were in between my boxers. That's why she couldn't see them. But but so Life with Tanisha, talking about the CPAP, carry it in your own bag, and then add some extra, eyeglasses, contact lenses, those things. Looks like 2025. There you go. Very nice.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. It's a great time to go. Yeah, like we said.
Yep, and
it's going to be the height of where the salmon run is probably.
Yep,
July and August.
And I agree. Sometimes I guess at first I was very, very conscious about my CPAP, always not wanting anyone to touch it. But the more I got, it's like, you know what? It'll survive. They make them more robust now, so I'm okay with that. Oh, look at it, 2026. There you go. Heck yeah. Yep. And then flash. Good cold, and definitely.
I could use a cold flash right about now here.
Right.
Yeah. It's pushing like it's got to be pushing. What are you talking
about? It's only 99 degrees outside.
What do you have on yours?
I have 99 degrees.
Then I'm sitting. We have a fan on us, but obviously we're only 6 miles from you, so
we'll be coming over.
We'll be coming over for some pool and food time after this is done.
Yeah. So Nettie and JT. So the last time they went was 2022. They packed more for the upper body, and then JT low for the lower body. Yeah, I guess it kind of depends on. And I guess for me, upper body, I get colder on my upper body than my lower body. So sometimes I can go with just a pair of jeans, or, most nights I would wear just my track pants, and that was fine unless we were on the balcony with that cutting wind. But walking around deck or something like that, just the track pants were fine with no other bottom layers.
I mean, this ship that we were on was built for cold weather, so
it was.
It was also supposed to be an Asian market ship,
right?
So it was meant to be up in that part in the Pacific, in northern parts of the Pacific.
Right. They say if you keep your feet and your head warm, the rest of your body will be very warm.
Yep, and I agree with that because my feet get cold.
Sure, if I'm lying in a crevasse, that fell through, on a glacier or something. But
another vote for NCL. Very awesome.
I think that's why I was so hot in Tennessee, because I was always wearing my boots and a hat. Yeah. Right, I didn't need my jacket because I was warm.
I wear a hat all the time, so it doesn't. So, I don't think
Life with Tanisha are in.
So 8 cruises on Carnival, 1 on Royal. Mel and I started. We went on Carnival because her parents were on Carnival. So we had our honeymoon on the Paradise when it was still smoke free. And then we just stayed with Carnival because for us, and then having Desi when she was a kid, we thought it was really, really good for, that age group and the kids.
Oh yeah,
so,
our daughter's platinum by the age of 11.
Yeah, she was platinum by 11. And so we actually were exclusive to Carnival up until the pandemic. And then we had initially set up, because I know Christine and CJ were really exclusive to Royal. So we decided, we caved and said, we'll try a Royal with you guys. And of course, the pandemic hit. So then that just messed everything up.
I can't help if we were born into royalty.
I know, right? But we did still do the Mardi Gras. So we were the third sailing on the Mardi Gras right after the pandemic listed, after lifting and shifting.
It was 50% capacity. Oh my goodness, that was the best.
So we did that. And then starting December of 21, because we did the Mardi Gras in...
It was the summer.
I think it was the summer of 21, like right after they opened it. And then we did the first on Royal. And then we're exclusive Royal because of the post-pandemic deals. So Mel and I were getting double points for every stay. So instead of 1 point for a regular balcony or below, we were getting 2 points. So we would book junior suites and we'd get 4 points a night instead of the normal 2 points you get for a suite. So within 16 months, we were able to become diamond on Royal, using that method. And that was just the luck of the draw, and
we probably won't see that deal.
Good time. It was good time.
Yeah, probably won't, but it was just really good timing. And but we're looking forward to trying out Carnival again. Again, we haven't been on it since 21 with the Mardi Gras. We're going to be on the Vista next year.
Yeah, we're going to
in the
Vista,
summer,
and we're going to be there for day one of Carnival's private island opening up.
Celebration Key. So you'll have episodes that CJ and Christine are going to shoot of the Northern Lights when they do the Norway one. And then Mel and I are going to do the Celebration Key on the Vista. So we'll definitely have some good things there to show you guys coming in next year. Yeah. On top of the RV stuff. So that is still coming, I promise. We already have 2 episodes cut and ready to go, but Alaska's fresh in the mind. It seems like a lot of people are going to Alaska, so we're kind of doing the Alaska series right now.
I mean,
we're in Alaska season.
Right, Alaska season is now, so it makes sense to get that information out there as quickly as possible.
Yeah. And then, Life of Tanisha, do it. Mel and I were skeptical at first with our packing because we've never done one. And Mel was like, who wants to watch us packing? I was like, let's just do it. It's content. We'll see.
In all honesty, that video got more views than I anticipated. But the funny thing is, after we made that video, at least I did, I repacked my suitcase twice. So a lot of that stuff I put in there came out. So. Yep.
And always unpack, feel home away from home. Yep, I get it.
I don't know, like I said, this is the first time I ever unpacked on a cruise.
Yeah. So that's a good idea for storing them. We do have, an old dresser in the other one. So we do kind of use some of those to store some of our packing stuff in between it. So.
The only time I usually use the packing cube is to keep usually my underwear and usually my bathing suit and stuff. So that way, when I pull it out of my suitcase, I can just dump it into the drawers. And it's quicker to unpack that way.
Definitely. Oh, cool. So when they went in 2013, they saw and smelled the salmon runs. That's cool.
Very cool.
Nice. Very cool.
Nice, guys.
Very nice. Yep. And definitely get out there. Yeah. Post your link again. Pound or hashtag PKAT.
That's a good question.
Why do they call hashtag a pound or pound sign hashtag instead of a pound sign?
When you go on a European cruise, do you pack different? Is there something different you have to pack?
What was that?
What was the question? I didn't see it come up.
Like if you go on a Europe cruise, is there anything that you pack differently for a Europe cruise?
I don't know. You just pack like you're driving on the left-hand side of the road.
Because I mean, I don't know what the weather's going to be out there, and I don't know if there's certain things you have to bring.
I know in certain countries there's
there's a dress
code and restrictions and things like that. Like we know no camouflage, for instance, when you go.
Some of the Caribbean.
So I used to live in Europe, and the number one thing is for ladies, especially, you always need to bring something to cover your shoulders. A lot of places in Europe, you can't wear a tank top.
Yeah, so that's because when Desi went overseas, she had the same problem.
Right. And then the other thing I must say is, while we have our resort wear, most of us cruisers are kind of really casual, in our bathing suits or whatever. But in Europe, when they say resort wear, business casual, formal, they mean it. They're very much more
Right.
fashion.
Their formal is formal.
Yeah, it's formal. It's
Yeah.
not wear a nice cocktail dress. If
Exactly.
they say black tie fair, you better be in a black tie.
Yeah, exactly what formal wear used to be back in the 90s and early 2000s.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep. All right, so we got some more feedback on cruise lines. So Nettie and JT, ooh, there you go. 12 on NCL, 2 on Carnival, 3 on Royal.
I might have to try the NCL.
Yeah. And so their next cruise is going to be on the NCL Bliss. Yeah, Ovation of the Seas. It's a great ship.
It's a good ship.
Definitely.
I really like it.
New Zealand, very
Very
nice.
cool.
My parents have been there twice now, I think.
They have.
They cannot get enough of that.
And the Galapagos, they really like.
And I'm not going to ruin too much, but we do have an episode from the Ovation there. We had a lot more fun on the bumper cars than we thought.
Oh, man. Was that really great? Yeah. You got to keep watching for that stuff.
Yep.
And do
then
not
move mostly Carnival, but Royal's gaining speed. Yep. We made the switch also because of the perks. Because, I love Carnival, but they are, the budget cruise line, if you will. And so to keep cost effective, you got to make cuts. And it just got to the point where the perks, although the ships were good, I was like, man, Royal, you get free drinks at Diamond, you get free photos at Diamond, just the perks, the free internet day as a Diamond member. So the perks really drove us to Royal at that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
We can't wear that.
And then branching out, you have 1 more on NCL and then 200 points to the wow, yeah, definitely.
The port that we missed when we went to
when we were going to go to the Pitons.
Okay. And Anthony, to answer your question, there are a lot of Caribbean ports, but I think the biggest one was St. Lucia.
St. Lucia, also
no camera there.
Not Bermuda. Where were we gonna deep sea fish, and we caught nothing
Barbados.
but Barbados.
Barbados was very strict on that too.
Yeah, and it's like no camo at all. You cannot even have a small patch on your backpack that's camouflage.
Right, it can't
it's
even be like
only for the military, and you are turned around and you're like, get back on the ship if you have any camo whatsoever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So. Oh, look at this one. Second Royal will be on the Icon. Very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, we're Mel and I again, and it just doesn't work out with CJ and Christine because they have another commitment like the week before. But we're going to be on the Utopia in November as well. So we're looking forward to
trying out
that.
I don't like those.
A weekender ship the size of the Wonder. I know we've talked about it in some of the morning shows that go live together, that it's going to be hard to really appreciate that size of ship on a 4-day cruise. But, we'll see what we got to do. Well, thanks for watching, Sammy.
Yeah, we didn't love the Wonder.
I didn't like the Wonder. No,
not that there was anything.
A smaller ship.
Yeah, it's not that it was a bad ship.
No,
it wasn't what we enjoy.
It was overstimulating, and if I wanted to go to Disney World, I'd go to Disney World. It's only an hour away.
Yeah, I would say it's a lot closer.
Yeah, well, Eddie's got definitely a lot of cruises in his pocket. 27 on Carnival, 5 on NCL. Yep, I just did the celebrity one. I know you love that one, so it's definitely going to be on our list because luckily, as Royal now matches among all of their brands, so we'll have matching diamond status. On celebrity.
Right.
Yep, Paradise.
Love the Paradise.
Love the Paradise. I know my mom and dad have been on the Paradise 10, 12 times.
Probably 20 times.
Something like that. They always go on that, especially since it leaves out of Tampa. They can just pop a quick little weekend getaway.
Yeah.
My first cruise was on the big red boat.
Yeah. Yeah, Anthony, he gets the double points because you do solo. Heck yeah. That's awesome.
Oh, somebody wants to make that.
All right. And then, it looks like Eddie took a long break between 99 and 18. So, sometimes you got to do that,
Yeah.
But, so, Yeah, I think with packing next time, since we're all caught up in the chat, it was definitely a good experience, to try to figure that out, because I know we're going to do some more cold weather cruises. So we definitely learned a lot. I think the biggest one is
check the weather before you leave.
Check the weathers again and do some last minute adjustments for sure. Even if it's just the day before, do another double check.
And plan for something unexpected.
Absolutely.
I told you, we all babysat those weather radars and reports, for 2-3 weeks beforehand, like the 3 weeks but when I started packing, 3 weeks before the cruise.
Yep.
And it changed on a dime out of nowhere.
Right.
Yep. So still have that one outfit. And then I guess the other thing is try, like you were saying earlier, don't just bring an outfit or something that you're only going to use once, because it's going to be a waste of space. Try to figure out outfits based around using things multiple times. That way you're not doing dead space for 1 hour, hey, I'm going to a restaurant and I'm going to wear these pants once. Figure out something else. That way you can save on your weight, because most of us, we're not going to lie, even regular cruising, we're just lucky because we're in Tampa, but you got to fly. So try to make sure you can do multiple outfits with some of your items.
Our weight limit is what fits in the back of the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So, all right.
Well,
yeah, I think we're about done. But before we leave, since we are in Tampa, we can't get away with seeing who's in town. So before we wrap it up here,
who's in town?
Let's see who's in town.
Yeah, they're probably just now allowing people back on the ship, and people are eating and lunch and.
Yeah, let me see if I can get this shared here.
One of the advantages of
we're talking about ships in town.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be someone cool like LL Cool J.
Oh no, here's our guest appearance. Look, this is our guest appearance right here. But yeah, the advantages of going out of Tampa is going under the Skyway Bridge, which is a huge and awesome bridge.
Yeah, which needs to be rebuilt for larger, because there's no way this will ever be so big. A ship won't make it. But yeah, tell me that.
Yeah, well, we're pretty limited on the types of ships that we can get in Tampa Bay because of that bridge.
Looks like nobody's home.
Yep.
I was going to say, nobody's home right now.
Yep, we actually do have somebody home. So if you see there, we have right here
it's a Royal.
Is Royal. That's the enchantment. Let's take a look.
That's too small for my old man eyes to see.
I know, right? I wish I could make it bigger.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just
But
old.
that is the enchantment of the seas. And then the Paradise is in town. So what you have right now is this. And actually, Carnival usually parks where Royal is parked right now. And this right here, if you can see it, is the nose of the Paradise. So
you know who recently joined us a week or two ago? Margaritaville revamped their ship.
Yes.
I've been looking at them because they have balconies.
It's buy one get one free right now, everybody.
Yep.
Hey, you buy one. Hey, you guys buy one, and we'll go for free.
Awesome idea.
Or you buy one and we go for free.
Yep. All right, everybody. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap up our live. So thank you guys again so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
We'll definitely have more of these. So we'll try to schedule studio things definitely ahead of time. But since we are camping, like I said, those will be coming out after the Alaska craze. We'll probably start doing some lives while we're camping.
If we're in a good location.
If we're in a good location, maybe some of the travel time.
Pending.
Yeah, I like the coffee chat.
But again, we just want to thank you guys, very, very much for joining us here today. And keep an eye out on the channel. Make sure you hit that like and make sure you subscribe if you haven't yet. And we will see everybody later So thank you guys again. Have a great day.
Have a great day. Bye, guys.
That was a little longer than planned, but yeah.